Hello everyone, VJose32 back again with another deck report, Kickstarter report. There is a lot going on Kickstarter this week, so let's get right on into it. First of all, new on Kickstarter this week, lots of decks. First one, you see right here is a Bicycle Spirit playing cards by playingcards.net, aka Gambler's Warehouse. It's already 56% funded with 27 days to go. Here we go. There's two decks. There's this unbranded one in white. This looks really nice. It's white and gold. And there is, they call that one the special edition. And you can see a bit of the faces as well. Very highly detailed on both sides. Inside the box as well and outside the box. There's chips and there's all the other goodies. Here you can see the faces in the backs better. I believe designed by, well, it was designed by somebody who's designed a couple of the decks. I just don't remember which decks exactly. It might have been the Steampunk Bandits and Blackout Kingdom, something like that. Really good, really nice. I like it. Even though there's a lot of detail on the faces, it's still nice. And then there's the blue and silver limited edition. So there's a special edition and a limited edition. This one is blue and silver, as you can see. Same idea. Same details, just different colors. It's just really nice overall. Chips and all the other goodies you can possibly imagine for them. This one says it's going to be special tuck box paper, inside tuck designs. It's going to be gold and silver foil embossing. Probably not on the gold deck. That's why they put that. Of course, they're both by USPC. Metallic inks on the back designs. Not so about the faces. And this one is saying the same stuff, except that there's 2,500 super limited, they say, 2,500 print run. I don't think that's super limited, but that is that. I like it. Definitely check it out. Then there's Wizard of Oz playing cards by Lux Playing Cards. This is their third deck on Kickstarter. I'm still waiting for the second one, but it should be here any day now. It is 22% funded, 29 days to go. It is a Wizard of Oz deck of playing cards. Two decks, actually. Printed by USPC. There's a bicycle deck. I guess it's the Wizard of Oz deck. And then there is a emerald deck. And check out these faces. Very highly detailed. Really cool. They actually got multiple figures within the court card image that you can see. And this one is another one. It's got green faces. It's an Emerald City edition. Emerald green borders. I like it. Green faces. Definitely different. Definitely fits. And as somebody said in a comment, they wish there was more decks like this with colored faces. Not just black faces or white faces. I mean, white faces is great. But it seems like it's either white or black. Very rarely do you see other colors like red or blue or green. And this is a nice touch. They look great. Here's it. I guess that's the back design. It's axes. It's going to be, as you can see, it's basically an embossed back design. It's an Impressions deck. It's going to be done by Make Playing Cards, obviously. Just like the Impressions decks I just got in the mail today from Make Playing Cards. So it's definitely different and unique. Yes, it's going to be done with the Impressions technology from Make Playing Cards, which gives it an embossed, raised, lifted, glossy feel, as you can see. Pretty interesting. So one is a bicycle deck, and the other one is Make Playing Cards Impressions deck. Just look at these faces, just really nicely done, highly detailed. And I do think you should check it out. Moving along, Bicycle Nouveau playing cards by Bonafide Playing Cards is 51% funded with 8 days to go. It's really not picking up any momentum. And now, with all these new decks that have launched over the last 2 days, 3 days, I don't think it's going to pick up a whole lot more momentum. So I don't think it's going to make it, unfortunately. Next up, Bicycle Ancient Machine from Collectible Playing Cards. Very well funded, 3 days to go. While I'm on Collectible Playing Cards, as I mentioned, their other deck, the Bicycle Profile, was cancelled. It wasn't going to get funded. I don't know if they're going to try a relaunch later on or just launch it on the website. They didn't give any indications of relaunching, unlike some of their other decks, so maybe they gave up on it. I don't know. Also, while I'm on Collectible Playing Cards, make sure you check out collectibleplayingcards.com. Use the code VIDEOSAFE32 and get 10% off your orders. Moving along, also Collectible Playing Cards is the Bicycle Starlight Black Hole Edition. 83% funded, 28 days to go. This is a second deck in a series, the Starlight series. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping it's the last one because you can only do so many. As you can see, it's basically got the same faces as the last deck, except different colors, blue and purple colors on the faces, blue and purple on the backs and on the box. And nothing wrong with it. It's a cool looking deck, great for fanning, as you can see. But, of course, the other one, the original one, had a lot more brighter colors on the back design. But anyways, it basically, I think maybe they changed the pips a little bit, as you can see, with more stars within them. And I really like that they actually have different colors on the indexes for the hearts and diamonds versus clubs and spades, unlike the original one, which only had one solid color. So it's a nice way to kind of improve on the original and keep it similar. I got no problems with it. It's nice. And this is actually the original one, the Starlight, and now you got the Starlight Black Hole. So that's that. Then there is Arcana Playing Cards by Chris Avdienko. Very well funded, 18 days still to go. I think I mentioned, but they did unlock a couple of things. They haven't hit $100,000 yet, but it's getting close. That will get everyone a freebie, which I'm guessing is a coin based upon his comment about it being worth about $12 and metal. They did, however, unlock one thing that I wanted to mention, and it's an expansion deck, which is not going to be in our hands until perhaps the end of the year. Hopefully a lot sooner than that, at least hopefully by the fall. But I mean, it's going to be a lot more artwork for him to do. So we'll see how long it takes. But basically, it's an Arcana extension deck with Tarot Major Arcana cards. It's going to be 18 Major Arcana Tarot cards for both decks, plus 6 Gaff cards for both decks, and 4 Knave cards for both decks, which is basically Knights. It's a 4th court card, basically. Awesome. I like it. I'm definitely into that. I've always wanted a tarot deck. Now I'm actually going to have one, sort of. Not exactly a tarot deck by specifications on the size, but pretty close. It's just going to take a while to get here. But anyways, definitely check that out. Then there is CXX Playing Cards by Jarek120, who is a YouTuber. From what I understand, he's got a couple 100,000 subscribers or followers. He brags about that more or less on his project. His cards, though, not too much to brag about. This is the back design. He borrowed the colors from, and the artwork more or less from CM Punk, who's a former wrestler, I guess. And apparently Jarek Golden wants to be a wrestler. Good luck with that. Back design is okay. There's not a whole lot going on with it. It's just pips and X's and CXX in the center. Apparently he did this on Adobe on his computer, and then he improved it a little bit more. Somebody's ass. Moving along, this is apparently what the faces are going to be like, which is fine. I like that. It's not bad. I'm not a big fan of inverted spade pips for hearts, but it's not a big deal. They're definitely, you can tell the difference between spades and hearts. And your aces. Court cards, pretty standard with his color scheme. And no faces because it's so hard to put on eyeballs. It's so hard to put in eyeballs and mouths and noses on court cards, especially when they're standard. I guess maybe this is inspired by Miss Meg, who nobody has ever seen his face. That's Miss Meg 822, of course. And he actually had a deck of cards that he tried doing before that wasn't going to have any faces on the court cards. So maybe that was inspired by him because I know they are friends. It's funny that they say the court cards are borderless with hand-drawn faces. What faces? There is no faces. By Joe Nass. That's just bizarre that you actually put that. I just noticed that. But anyways, and you get your jokers. Like I said, it's okay. It doesn't seem like a lot went into it. Originally, I don't even know what's going on with the faces, to be honest, because, let's see, there's stretch goals. There was a stretch goal thing somewhere. There was a stretch goal thing somewhere that said they would only add on the custom faces if they hit a certain amount of money, and also that they would unlock stuff like the skull caps and wristbands and stuff like that if they hit a certain amount. But I don't see that anymore. Maybe they got rid of it because otherwise people can't add that on technically. Wow. He's got some pretty big ones here. $525, $1,150. Nobody has jumped in there for those ones. 3 people got the $250 one though. Nobody this one. Anything is possible. See? This has pretty much everything in it. A brick of cards, signed cards, t-shirts. So people jumped in there and got that. This one is an anything is possible bottle of decks of cards and stuff like that. Not one person has got it. Why? Because most collectors are not interested in these cards. These are mostly his fans and subscribers that are getting the cards. And they don't want it anything as possible. They don't even know what that is, probably. But the fact of the matter is, for a guy who's got a couple 100,000 subscribers, he is not funded yet. You think he'd be very well funded by now, but he is not even close to funding yet. But he does have a pretty high goal, $24,000. He is printing 5,000 decks apparently. Not sure why that is exactly. I would rather print what is needed than printing way too many. But it is what it is. The only thing I wanted to say is that he apparently borrowed some of the layout on these tiers, on the rewards, from a couple other projects, and apparently didn't really do a whole lot of research in terms of funding of costs. But that's that. Moving along, next the Coven playing cards by Kirk Slater and 52 Ravens. 80% funded, 8 days to go. It looks like it may just squeak in there, but time will tell. Then there is Unique Designs playing cards by Landry Sanders. Landry Sanders, that is. It's 81% funded, 16 days to go. It should fund because it has a pretty low goal. Then there's another new deck, Gettysburg playing cards by R.J. Tomlinson. It's 84% funded, 23 days to go. It's going to fund, that's good. This is a sequel to his original Civil Unrest playing cards. This is Civil Unrest Gettysburg, basically. There's two decks. A blue one representing the Union and a red one representing the Confederate. They're going to be printed by Make Playing Cards as is, which is fine. Actually, sorry, not Make Playing Cards. They are going to be printing them themselves through a printer that they are familiar with, that they say will have USB-C like quality, which is fine. It's cheaper on the funding, but if the quality is decent, that's fine. If they hit a stretch goal, whatever it is, they will print one deck, the blue one with USB-C, and you have one themselves through their company that they know. As you can see, it says that it's printed by themselves. $22,000 is the stretch goal for printing a one deck with the USB-C. As you can see, the court cards very beautifully illustrated, bringing life to those figures, which is nice. $500 for a poker set. That's pretty expensive, I think. I don't think they're usually that much money, but plus an additional $60 to cover shipping, because $500 isn't enough. It just seems like it's a bit much to me. I could be wrong. There's a booklet that you can get with information on everyone in there, and a custom ad card you can get, that because every deck is going to be specific to some monument, historical building, a notable person, and you can get an additional ad card that is information on that person or place. So it's going to be kind of similar to the Titanic decks. But these are the notable people. Anyways, moving along. I like that one. I recommend checking it out. Next up, King's Playing Cards by David Van Der Beek. 0% funded. Big surprise. 28 days to go. He claims he sold 20,000 of these to Urban Outfitters, and now for some reason he's trying to go on Kickstarter with it. And I mentioned it to him, kind of politely. These decks don't fund on Kickstarter. I've seen King's Cup drinking game cards come and go on Kickstarter. I do not recall seeing any of them fund. At least not since I've been doing these videos. $20,000 is a massive goal for a deck of cards. It's an even bigger goal for something like this. It's not going to happen, folks, so I wouldn't even bother. Daily Critter Playing Cards by Alberto Rodriguez. 95% funded, 47 hours to go. It looks like it's going to make it. It only needs a couple $100 more, I'm assuming. But we'll see. Perspective Playing Cards by Hudson Design is now 55% funded, 30 days to go. It'll probably make it in the end, but I don't know. We'll see. Mardi Gras Playing Cards by David Edgerly, 75% funded, 26 days to go. It should make it. Then there's the Noble Playing Cards by Design Imperator, well funded with 11 days to go. Jet Setter Playing Cards by Paul Rucchio and printed by Legends Playing Cards, 57% funded, 27 days to go. This is a relaunch. It was on last year sometime, but I think it might have been USB-C last time. Now it's Legends, if I recall correctly. Actually, I think it was Legends before. But anyways, simple airplane themed deck of cards. I'm not sure I would put Luxury Playing Cards on there like they have, but it is what it is. I do like that they colored the court cards at the very least. And that's that. There's some stretch goals which are locked. I think they should tell us what it is so we can try to get to that stretch goal. But whatever. This is kind of interesting. Custom skateboard deck wall display. Pretty cool. Different. These card clips look pretty nice as well. And then there's this Kirigami playing card, handmade by a card stacker Scott Dyer, whoever he is. I'm not familiar with him. But basically each card is unique. He basically draws on each one, looks like it. But anyways, that's that. Jet Setter playing cards, check them out. Then there's the Gag Order playing cards by Dave Boyd, 21% funded, 16 days to go. Does not look like it's going to fund it, especially now with all these other decks that just launched over the last couple of days that are taking people's money. Then there's this one, 420, 52 playing cards by San Martins. 20% funded, 43 days to go. That is a long project, but we'll see what happens. It is, they say casino quality, high quality playing cards. It's got a marijuana theme. But it's actually a dope deck, if you see what I did there. Check that out. It's actually not a bad design. A little bit overuse on the pips. I'm not sure they're needed in here, especially since they're in here and top and bottom and everything. But it's not bad. Rider back styled. Nice illustrating. Court cards look pretty good. And they even gave effect to the aces. You know, overall, it's not a bad looking deck. Looks like the faces, number cards are going to be pretty standard. Here's your jokers. Pretty cool. I've seen a few different marijuana decks on Kickstarter, and this is the nicest one I've seen. They're going to be printed by Make Playing Cards, because USBC will not print marijuana themed decks, despite the fact that they printed a hemp deck, but I guess hemp is different than marijuana. But anyways, the idea is to celebrate the legalization of marijuana in various states in the US, so I wish some luck. It's not a bad looking deck. Then there is the Urban Design Series NYC playing cards by Undefined Knowledge. 52% funded, 10 days to go. Not looking too good. Carbon Fiber playing cards by Slack Lie. 58% funded, 28 days to go. Bicycle Alliance and COVID Alliance playing cards by DL Designs, which is Robert Tomlinson and his wife. 19% funded, 5 days to go. Unfortunately, it's not going to make it. But I do hope that they revisit that one later on. Golden Age Sci-Fi comic book cover playing cards by Bobby Alexander. Well funded with 12 days to go. Kingdoms of Erden, Hearts of Darkness by Tim Olinger is 77% funded, 10 days to go. I think it will just make it in the end. It's not too far off, only a couple $100 more because it's a $1,000 goal. But it may have a little more difficulty again because people starting to pledge money for all these other decks that just launched. Card Holder playing cards by Ted Ustas Zak Dorfel, which I think is 2 people, I'm guessing. 4% funded, 14 days to go, not going to happen. Then there's the Icons Imperial Edition playing cards by United Cards and Lautrec. Not sure why it's under United Cards as paid, but it is. It's well funded, 27 days to go. It's Byzantine playing cards. It's pretty cool. These ones are expensive. Early birds are $75 each. And they're all gone. And then there's $85 decks. Still quite a few left. And they just go up and up and up. Basically, it's got gold and silver foil on a purple back design, as you can see, which is pretty awesome, different, unique. It's going to take a while to get here, but eventually it will. There is 2 other additions to this deck, the Secular Edition and Sacred Editions, which will be printed by Expert Playing Cards and launched later this year. I'm not sure why they don't just do it all at once. It would save on shipping costs, but it is what it is. Not bad. For the court cards, I'm not sure I'm a big fan of this. In the corner it says King of Clubs or Queen of Clubs or whatever, instead of an actual pip. A lot of people commented on that and weren't too big of a fan of that. And then they put a little pip on the 2 sides, which also, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't seem to serve much of a purpose. but it's not bad. It looks good. He's going to do it all by hand, of course. Only 500 available. I'm not sure why bother saying that there's 555. I mean, it's good that they're saying there's 555, but they're only selling 500 on Kickstarter. Anyway, that is that. Definitely check it out if it's in your price range. Emblem playing cards by Jackson 5, 13% funded. 7 days to go. I think it's going down in funding. It's not going to happen, obviously. Storytime playing cards by any space captain is well funded with 22 days to go. Then there is Scopa Oscura, Italian themed playing cards by Roy Rosell. 31% funded, 14 days to go. Not looking very good, like I said before. There isn't a whole lot of appeal for a deck like this, I don't think, because it's Italian playing cards. Limited appeal. Black Fontaines by Zach Mueller, very well funded, 4 days to go. Different Deck, Greenback Edition by Teach by Magic is very well funded, 14 days to go. Whispering Imps Gamesters Edition by Chris Choco is also well funded, 43 hours to go. I do expect the limited editions to launch any day now. And check out this project. You're not seeing things. That is almost 30,000% funded, almost $3 million. It's not a deck of cards, it's a game, a card game. Apparently it's by somebody who's got a lot of fans and followers that I've never actually heard of before. But I could care less anyways. Check this out. This is actually going to be produced by USBC. It's a deck of good deeds. There's actually, it's not actually playing cards. I'll just show you that quickly. It's actually just different things, like hold the door open for someone, help with the garden, etc., etc. It's just good deeds. I'm surprised it's doing so well. These types usually don't do that well, and it's actually being printed by USPC, which is kind of bizarre. Why Kickstarter? I understand that. Why USPC for a deck like this? I don't understand. They could have been funded a long time ago had they gone with a different company. There's no need for a deck like that to be USPC. But anyways, moving along. Kraken Cards number 1 by Kraken Cards. 9% funded, 38 days to go. Not going to happen at this rate, especially with all these new decks. This is by the same people who had a deck previously, which was more or less the same, and it's going to have more or less the same result, in my opinion. But anyways, that is that. Also, coming this Saturday to Kickstarter from Jackson Robinson, it's back on a relaunch, the Army deck. So look for that. And that's what I got. I'll see you next time.